Welcome everybody to the never-ending saga of upgrading the Grom. So what we've got is this ZoOM high mount exhaust, and I do like the look of the high mount exhaust. I had a high mount on my OG Grom, and it was just cool. It sounded great. This one does sound good, don't get me wrong. The main thing is that where the plate is at, no matter if you have like a tucked back plate or a forward plate, this exhaust gets in the way of it down here. I just had a temp tag on here now, which is paper basically, and just shoved it in there, so it worked. But now that we actually have like a solid plate, we've got to change this out. And I do think when I'm riding and recording while riding, I'm getting a lot of exhaust noise, probably because it's a lot closer. It's all the way up here. So we are switching from the ZoOM high mount to a ZoOM loop, which will be down underneath. Performance wise, if we were going to go with like the max performance exhaust, it would be the Yoshimura. But the Yoshimura does not work with the factory SP little belly pan piece there. Now I have talked to ZoOM. ZoOM assures me that the ZoOM loop does work with the factory belly pan. So we're going to throw that on and see if they're liars. But let's get into this. So funnily enough, the muffler is the exact same. The mount, the everything, it's the same. So, you know, worst case scenario, should something happen and I like go down on this side and bash the muffler, which will be down there, I'll have a spare. So, hey, look at that. Undoing all of this is just Allen up here, spring bolt down here, a 12, and then two 12s at the header. So very simple install. So now we're going to do all the fun ground stuff. Just two 12s on the header. Of course, they always want to kind of shift a little bit, make it sure you can't put an actual wrench on there. There we go. And then 112 back here. If you kind of just finger tight everything, it makes it easier for wobbling it around to get everything lined up correctly. But yeah, there's the old one off. Of course, with these like ZoOM and a lot of your cheaper brand exhausts, like they never tell you what goes where. Obviously, this piece goes to the head, is the header. So I usually like to start there. So now that those are finger tight, we'll just kind of guess. I'm going to assume it goes like this and the header goes into this top piece. Like so. And then this little bracket will mount to this bottom spot. Fingers crossed. Well, let's see if you can see this. So I'm running into the same problem. With the Yoshimura, where this piece here is interfering with the bracket that's here. So I need to get this bolt to line up with that hole, but it's obviously not going up high enough because it's hitting on the bracket right there. So while ZoOM said this is factory compatible with the factory belly pan, it does not look like it is. So we're gonna see what our options are and go from there. Okay, so this is definitely a do as I say, not as I do kind of moment. We have the bolt coming in through the back side. You can kind of see the tip of the bolt through the back of that mounting bracket now. We do have the header bolts all tightened up. But this is pretty on the sketch side. So definitely do as I say, not as I do. If you really want the belly pan and the ZoOM loop to fit, it does look like it will. It's not right. It's not correct. It's not how it's supposed to be mounted, but it does look like it's at least working. Scratch that. It doesn't work. This doesn't line up. It's nowhere near lining up. This has to get to here. And I mean, if I tug on it, but you don't want that kind of pressure on your pieces. And even with that being plugged in as far as that, you can see a little bit of gap right there. That's going to cause some leak. So, yeah. Scratch that. Although we are going to force it on there and see if it'll, see how it does. Alright, well, we did just kind of, alright, so we just kind of forced it on there. Clearly, it's not sitting correctly. That bolt's not going in from the right direction, but it's on. The spring clips are on, header's tight, it's on there. So let's, I guess we'll just fire it up and see what happens. Who knows? Alright, so we're going to do first fire up with the new ZoOM loop. Got a little bit of a leak around the header, so we got to fix that. Doesn't sound too horrible. Let's see if we can fix that header leak. Well, sad times express around here. As you can see, we no longer have the belly pan on. Luckily, it's just 4 bolts, so in the future, we'll get it put back on. But the exhaust is actually mounted correctly now. The bolt is in the correct spot. Everything is in there. This is still a little on the crooked side, but it's just going to be temporary. I think we're going to end up going with the Vance & Hines Hooligan maybe, because I should be able to run that with the belly pan. I wanted to go with a loop exhaust, and if I was just going to take the belly pan off, I would have just kept the Yoshimura from that bike onto this bike. But I do like having the Yoshimura on the white bike. The white bike is slowly becoming my favorite, even though I got this one for myself, mainly because of the belly pan, because I like that. I like the look of it. I like the gold calipers. I like the fun stuff. But, so yeah, so we got the ZoOM loop on, mounted correctly. Let's do a startup real quick again. Nice, no leaks. No leaks, which is what we want to see. But yeah, it's on there. It sounds good. So we'll probably do a couple learning miles for the ECU, and then take her out and see if we can actually get a top speed run in. All right, until next time, we'll get some more Grom parts, probably a new exhaust, because this one is being a pain. Thanks.